For a session presented by Amala, please welcome to the stage the Senior Director of Marina and Waterways Management at Red Sea Global, Wyndham Tops, in conversation with Skift President Carolyn Kremins.
I hope you're enjoying the show so far, Wyndham. Nice to have you here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me up.
Yeah. So I was really looking forward to this conversation all day. It's only been 5 years since the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia formally opened up travel. And by the end of 2024, there were 116 million visitors to that part of the world, making it the fastest growing destination. At the heart of your tourism strategy, it's the shining, crowning Red Sea, right? And the one thing is that when you think about Saudi Arabia, you just don't think about yachting, okay? Our discussion today is going to be about yachting in Saudi Arabia. And I'm just wondering, has anyone ever sailed that passage in the Red Sea? No. So tell us, what is that experience like?
Yeah, exactly right. So the Red Sea has mostly been considered a freeway. It's a freeway for yachts from Suez Canal into the northern Indian Ocean. And there hasn't been any opportunity to stop along this coastline. And as Saudi has been opening its borders and opening this area of the Red Sea, we've seen a lot of inquiries for yachts to come and visit the region. So everything from Neom right up in the north, through the Red Sea Project, Amala, our Red Sea destination, and down to Jeddah, where they host a Formula One. There's been a lot of activity up and down that coast in recent years. And this is what we're building on. We're building on these yachts that are in the Mediterranean, that are looking to visit through into the Indian Ocean, going east and stopping in the Red Sea on the way.
So let's talk about that a little bit. The yachts are now, or not now, but in the summer, they're in the Mediterranean, right? And then I guess that season will end by September.
Yeah.
And the yachts, I learned so much about yachting. I mean, it's a world I feel like I need to be in. But anyway, they reposition to the Caribbean, right? And you're making the case now, wait, hold on. You don't need to just go from here and then go there, that there's a whole nother opportunity. Tell us what you see when it comes to that seasonality and the opportunity.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So as the summer comes to a close, end of September, Monaco Yacht Show, the yachts are looking for where they're going for the winter. And the Mediterranean, not a place to keep your yacht over the winter, so most transfer across the northern Atlantic into the Americas. The Caribbean being a famous hotspot for yachting, and islands like St. Barth, which can have 100 to 200 yachts at anchor for New Year's Day. That's our competition. We don't compete to the Mediterranean. We extend the season of the Med into the Red Sea, from the Med to the Red. And this is our goal. We want to give these yachts an opportunity to be able to explore east from the Mediterranean when the season comes to a close. And it's interesting that if you had your yacht in Montenegro or in Greece, it's a shorter distance from Montenegro or Greece to the Suez Canal than it is to get back to Monaco. So we're in close proximity at the end of the season. And by welcoming the yachts into our winter season, which is the best season to visit, it complements the end of the Mediterranean season.
From the red to the med. I see a T-shirt, don't you?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question, because in the Mediterranean, you're partying a lot, right? And in St. Barth, I've been there. You're definitely partying a lot. That's not really what you're advertising for the Red Sea. Tell me, what does that experience look like?
Yeah.
And is it appealing to someone who has a yacht?
Absolutely. I think most of these yachts have done the Caribbean season or the America season. The over-commercialization in the Caribbean, it's not what these yacht owners are looking for. They're looking for privacy and exclusivity. And that's one thing that our destination has to offer. We have very unique, iconic locations, which are being developed right now, that really appeal to these yacht owners, where they can be the only yacht at anchor in a certain destination. There's no sign of any press, there's no sign of any public. They have complete privacy and exclusivity. And they can enjoy their vessel and what the vessel has to offer, which is a floating hotel, in these very private locations. We've had 37 yachts over 50 meters. So up to 120 meters is 25 meters is the biggest yacht that we've had. And these yachts have been, we have in very remote and isolated destinations where we have approved anchorages. And that's what appeals to these yacht owners.
Yeah, wow. Wow, those are big yachts.
Yeah.
So at Skift, we've been talking a lot about live tourism, and when we were talking last week, you were telling me about this amazing get that the Red Sea is now hosting the Ocean Race in 2027, and the Ocean Race is a 2-year race, and I guess the finale, the best part of the race is going to be in 2027 in the Red Sea. So, like, how did that even come to be, and what does that mean for Amala and for it's in Amala, right?
It's in Amala. So yachting tourism, it's not only super yachts. We have a large domestic fleet of yachts within Saudi registered vessels, the culture of Saudi being on the sea, and much of the GCC. Sailing is a big part, from dhow sailing, dhow racing, from the pearl diving days. And we wanted to focus on the sailing aspect of especially Amala Yacht Club. The winds, the prevailing north winds in the Red Sea are incredible for sailing. Very constant breeze at a very nice temperature and very nice wind pressure that it makes it a perfect destination for hosting yacht racing events. The Ocean Race, we had a yacht that just competed, the Amala yacht, in the Europe edition of the Ocean Race. She's just come through Suez, and last week we welcomed her into Amala Yacht Club as our first resident yacht. And she's with us right now. She'll head back to Europe at the end of November. There's a transatlantic race, and then the Ocean Race Global. That race comes through the Suez Canal, where we'll bring 10 to 12 of these very high performance racing yachts through Suez, and they will have a Red Sea sprint into Amala Yacht Club, which is the final destination of the Ocean Race in June 2027.
Wow, wow. So are you concerned, I mean, obviously super yacht world is going to be very much for a specific high-end, ultra-high net worth audience. Are you concerned at all about the bifurcation of the traveler, like that, you're going to miss out on the sort of the mid-scale part of the opportunity, or do you think something like the Ocean Race will actually widen the audience that is available to you?
Yeah, absolutely, it will widen. So as we said, the super yacht traffic is one thing, the yacht racing specific fleet is another, and this is a very broad spectrum, everything from small dinghy races, which are now high speed and foiling and a lot of new technology, and they will come by air and by land and then race at our destination, to the big yachts that we plan to host, from classic sailing to distance races, which we might have a Red Sea 300 and then a Red Sea 500, which are popular in the Caribbean too. And these are specific, high performance racing yachts. They come with a delivery team, they come with a big support team, then they come with the owner and the professional racing team. So these yacht racing events can bring 600-700 people for a period of a week into our destination. And that's yacht racing tourism. They might also come with their own super yachts. They might have come with their own luxury sailing yachts. But we cover the full spectrum. These marinas have got residential berths for the domestic fleets. They've got transient visitor berths for the super yachts, and then we have dedicated berths for racing yachts.
Wow, talk about the live tourism economy. I mean, that you're just bringing in so much money from that event. So when you think about the super yachts, they represent symbols of excess, right? And they sometimes, I want to talk about Red Sea has always sort of positioned itself around regenerative tourism, right?
Yeah.
But I would imagine that yachting comes with its own set of potential complications when it comes to staying true to being regenerative. So you're spending a lot of time and money on protecting the environment. Tell us how you're doing that, and how do you see this at play?
Yeah, sure, good question. The Red Sea Global is built on a foundation of sustainability and environmental protection. And for us, the blue economy is the most important piece of that sustainability. When these yachts visit, we have very strict regulations. And there's very strict regulations from a federal point of view, but there's also very strict regulations within our independent zones. So for instance, no anchoring areas. You have to anchor in a dedicated anchorage. That anchorage, we have sent down a diver with a camera to ground truth every square meter to ensure no live coral, no seagrass. It wouldn't affect anything in that area if we had to put an anchor down. And we monitor these yachts via an identification system, AIS, and we make sure that these yachts anchor in the specific location that we give them. Anything outside of that anchorage, they have to stay on a different type of positioning, direct positioning, where they use the engines, the vessel's engines to stay in that location. So our anchorage areas are all ground truthed. If we were doing any types of dredging work to build a marina or to build a channel or to build a new piece of the navigation network, we would explore that full area with a huge environmental research package and make sure that if there was any live coral, it's asset tagged, it's relocated to our coral nursery, which is one of the largest coral nurseries in the world. And then once that dredging or project or the channel has been built, we bring that coral back to as close as possible to its natural habitat, and the coral continues to grow and we continue to study it. So there's been many, there's many aspects to this and to yachting in general, but from an environmental compliance point of view, these super yachts are the most compliant if you look across shipping and yachting, and we regulate them, with stringent regulations in our waterways mandate.
Okay, so you can sleep at night then?
Absolutely.
Okay. As we close, just tell us about Amala at large. I mean, what is this status right now?
Yeah, so Amala's coming online by the end of this year. We have a beautiful marina that's being built there, 120 berths, up to 120-meter yachts. The yacht club has come on very well. It will also be opening in the end of December. We have a Carolyn, which is the Marine Life Institute. And then, we have a number of hotels, heavily focused on wellness, health and wellness. And this destination is opening by early next year.
Fantastic. So if any of you need a berth, right, be sure to call Wyndham. Thank you so much. We appreciate the conversation.
Thank you.